you know, this team fight where I blinked in, you know, maybe people were like, well, you shouldn't blink in. You got raped that time. I would blink this 10 out of 10 in the future. If you give me a chance, I would hella blink this. Because the only reason I made that mistake is I forgot to press BKB. I was an idiot. Or I didn't press it fast enough before line hexed me. This decision, I don't know. Pushing bot lane, I don't know. Not a good decision. But you shouldn't say, well, you know, you lost that team fight, so you shouldn't push in the future. We shouldn't get into the mindset of saying, well, you know, we lost that team fight, so we shouldn't push. We should pause before things that are happening and ask yourself, is this gonna be a good decision? Is this gonna be the right decision? Don't ask yourself after the fact, hey, was this a good decision? You see the difference? Because when you're in game, you don't know what's gonna happen. You have to predict. You have to predict. So, and this is what I mean by improving your gut feeling, improving your kind of muscle memory. And this is like the quote unquote Dota experience. You know, when you go on the forum and be like, hey, how do I get better in Dota? A lot of people will tell you, hey, you play more Dota and you get better in Dota. And this is what I mean. The more and more you play in games, your gut feeling will improve. And one of the quickest way to improve your gut feeling is by watching replays. So there's that too. And the last thing I want to talk about is when you're winning, don't what do you call it? When you're winning, don't be too aggressive. Like don't let your human instinct be like, well, we're winning, so we're gonna do, you know, all this crap. You know, all those epic replays I always do on a commentary. A lot of the times, one team is winning and then they play like shit, and the other team comes back. And you know, mistake-filled games makes it a very, like, if I casted this game would be really epic. You know, Scourge push mid tower 20 minutes in and Sentinel end up winning. You'd be like, yeah. But in a more professional way to look at it, that just means one team play like shit. Because generally, there's no way you should lose the game if you push your racks 25 minutes in, when you have significantly better pushing team, when you have significantly better team AoE fight team. Like, there's really no way you should fight, barring that you make completely bad mistakes, which is exactly what I did as captain here. So, oh, one last thing I failed to mention about talking about replay is that, you know, I was watching my own replay. So maybe you might be thinking, well, you know, instead of my own replay, why don't I just watch, let's say I want to improve my, let's say if I want to play better Shadow Fiend, why don't I just watch a Yafei replay? Which, yes, I think you should watch Yafei replay when you want to be a better Shadow Fiend. But I want you to be very careful when you do that, especially for the very, very beginning players. Extreme for very beginning players. Let me give you a good example. If you're playing Vengeful Spirit and the Chinese have a quote-unquote Chinese build, level 1 Magic Missile, tier 2, 3, 5, and 7, Command Aura 4, 8, 9, and 10, swap at 6 and 11. That is the quote-unquote Venge build, at least before the Venge nerf, right? And you try to do that in the game, right? Because you saw the Chinese do it in their pro shit. And then, like, it completely, like, did not work. It just flopped. You'd be like, dude, what the hell? You gotta understand why pro players are doing what they're doing. Like, the Venge build is supposedly, well, I don't care about the stun damage on the Magic Missile, because I trust on my coordination on, you know, early game ganks. I don't really need the extra damage. All I need is perfect chain stun, and using that chain stun time to actually do more damage with my physical hit through tiers, through Command Aura. And that's like the idea behind the Venge build. And the reason I gave you this example is that a lot of players, a lot of beginner players say, hey, I want to be good at Shadow Fiend, so I'm going to watch Yafid. A lot of decisions that, you know, Yafid is making is based around the team. So sometimes he would just stay mid and don't gank, because he want to go that fast BKB or fast Blink Dagger, because that would help out his team more in terms of ganking. And, you know, someone will watch that replay and, well, yeah, if it didn't gank, so I'm not going to gank either. Be really careful and try to understand when you're watching a pro replay, try to understand why they're doing the things they're doing before you're copying it. And I can't really stress this enough. A lot of players be like, okay, well, I want to play Shadow Fiend, so I'm gonna watch off and I'm gonna copy exactly what they did. Before you actually copy, try to understand what they're doing before you copy. Like, you should really know what you're copying before you copy. The second thing, which is a lot more easy to understand, is that sometimes pro player could only do the things that they're doing is because they're pro. A while back, I did a eHome X line replay, and I was like, you guys all should play mid solo line like eHome X did, because he's a baller line player, and he's a great player. But he also got a 50 creep kill in 10 minutes as line, and then he got like crazy ganks. He got ganked by 2 heroes, and he killed one of them, and he salved immediately and almost killed the second one. The reason that all these pro players could do the shit they do, because they're pro. And like you try to get 50 CS against another pro player at mid lane, it's just ridiculously hard. And you might be asking yourself, well shit, well eHome X got his blink dagger at minute 12, how come I'm getting my blink dagger at minute 24? You try your best to copy pro replays, but a lot of times you just doesn't end up working, because they manage their resource better, they are better in general, they better last hitter, they don't die as easily because they glyph or they salve in time, they make the right decision making, and then all that stuff. So don't grab yourself too much when you're watching a pro replay and can't really copy what they do. It's okay, because we're not pro, like it's fine. And I really personally think you improve a lot more by watching your own replay than pro replays, simply because you understood what you did at that moment in time. Like the reason I did this game with my own replays, I understood at that point, hey, I was thinking that, and that was the wrong decision. At this point, hey, I was thinking that, and that was the correct decision. So it makes it, at the end of the game, you can ask yourself, well, was that really a good game? Was that really a bad game? Even though I lost, even though I win, was that a good game? Again, don't use your loses, don't use your victories to determine whether you play good or not. You could play an excellent game and lose. You could play a craptastic game and still win. That kind of thing. And you really put yourself into the replay and get a lot better gauge on it. So I'm sorry I stumbled on my words a lot, and I'm sure there was a lot of Luminous self-stroking ego in that Enigma replay. I showed you off. I just want to put that there. And but I hope all these ranting in like the past 50 minutes or whatever I did was helpful. Again, summarize one more time. Watch your own replay, because it will help you improve a lot. And do it frequently. Don't do it once and be like, yeah, watch my replay. When you notice your mistake, be really difficult on yourself, because when you're difficult on yourself, you'll tend to not make that mistake again, and you'll improve really quickly. Don't let the end result to influence your future decisions. So, if the gank didn't go out, don't be like, well, I'm never doing that gank ever again. Be like, why didn't I go out? Ask yourself these kind of questions. Why? Always ask why. Why? And then finally, when you're winning, don't be overly aggressive. Don't let your human nature take advantage of you, which is really hard to do. I mean, pro players do it a lot, so it's really hard to expect a novice player like you and I to actually do it. But try to limit yourself. I'm telling you, nothing feels bad more when the game is in the bag and you threw it away. That nothing feels bad. Nothing feels worse than that. So I hope this DCDH number 5 was a little bit helpful, and give me comment feedback and whether you think, all that jazz. So I hope you guys enjoyed DCDH number 5, and this is Luminous signing off. GG.